What's up, guys? We got an amazing video. Let's go. Trust me, guys. You don't want to miss this one. Let's do it. Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our journey with the Aeta tribe. In part 1, we explored how the Aeta have been adapting to life living in resettlement zones. After the eruption of Mount Pinatubo, their deity destroyed their homes. However, in this video, our guide, Norman King, takes us closer to the volcano to show us his ancestral land, while sharing his hopes he has for the future. We also head out of town to visit some of his relatives and to learn how some isolated Aeta communities continue to live without little to no government support. If you ever wanted a real look into the Aeta community, like how do they identify themselves, what are their beliefs like marriage, and what do they do to survive on a day-to-day basis, this is the video for you. Join me as we learn about the first Asians, the Aeta tribe. Hey guys, did you know it's better to watch my videos in 4K? Double check your settings to make sure you are watching this video at its highest quality. And if you're watching this video from your television, help this channel grow by pressing up on your remote and hitting that like option, and consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now let's get this video started.
So we're here right now in Barangay Inararo. We actually have 3 active eco tours that we have, 2 hot springs and 1 gorge walking tour. And what we're gonna do today is a walking tour in a gorge. Yes, it is part of our land. It is actually inside of our ancestral land, which is the 18,660 hectares. This is just portion of it. This is one of the places that was destroyed by the volcano during the 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption. So what we're gonna see inside is actually a 30-year in the making gorge, where it's been molded, built by debris and water flowing inside the small stream until it became just like how it is later.
Another area. This feels like I'm in a Jurassic Park. Oh, nice. How nice. So this was made by the volcano.
Water.
The water.
Yes. Water and sediment. Because what the volcano did is actually covered the whole area with the ashes.
Okay.
And then from time to time it's raining, so the terrain changes from every rainy season. So when the water gets here, it scraped out the walls of the gorge, and then including with the stones and the sand. So the formation itself is actually carved by the water itself.
That's why it's so smooth.
Yes, yeah.
Whew. Made it, guys. Hello. Wow.
It's the same path that we're gonna climb up later.
Yeah. And then let me.
So is it waist back?
White on the chest.
Wait a minute, guys. So I caught this guy going. Where you going?
Let me have that mic.
Go ahead.
So usually during the hunting, you got to learn how to mimic the sound of birds. So the one that you're hearing from the canopy is a small bird, usually just like this, like around probably like 2 inches. So it goes like. Pss, 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 pss. So it goes like that, and usually they fly in flocks, so very like a group of 20 or more than that. And during the rainy season, they tend to roam around, and it got a white line on their like eye, and a yellow-green feather, plus white chest, and then you got that small portion on near their tail, which is a little bit color yellow, and then black feet. So that's what the bird is. We call it dilu in our own language, dilu. But I can mimic pretty much like 7 birds. Yeah, it depends on how good you are.
I can't do it, guys.
I just stay here for a couple of minutes just to feel the silence and then just the birds. Yeah, that's another bird. The sound of silence, you can actually feel that here. You just need to, be calm, still, and just hear everything. That's pretty much the sound of silence. It ain't just a song. Just make no noise and you just hear everything around you. That's the sound of silence.
Seeing Norman call out the birds and watching them respond was truly something else. It made me realize how different our worlds are. Me, a city guy from Miami, and him, deeply connected to nature. It was humbling to see how we could share the same planet, yet have such unique experiences. It just goes to show you, as strangers, there's always more to learn about each other's worlds. Later, we headed towards Norman's ancestral land, a vast stretch of forest that seemed to go on forever. As we stood there, taking on the magnificent view, Norman looked over the land as if he were a king surveying his kingdom. I couldn't help but wonder, with his father recently passing, all of this land was now his responsibility. What was going through his mind in that moment?
We're here right now in the view deck of Barangay Inararo. It is one of the highest, well, not really the highest, but it's where you could actually pretty much see the surrounding mountains, and you could see actually the lowland where it's a Clark Air Base.
Right, I can see that. Wow.
That's Clark. On my left side, this is mostly our hunting grounds, all of which up until
All of this ground right here.
yeah,
Wow.
that is a hunting ground. We usually hunt wild boars, monitor lizard, like and including red jungle fowls. So those are the animals that we usually hunt here. We don't have that large animals no more because it's actually like there are no big trees no more because they were actually like destroyed by the volcano when it erupted. So it's just the regular secondary forest that we have here right now. Mostly fig trees and wild banana. Wild bananas are more consumed by like birds, civet cats, and bats, and sometimes like wild pigs as well. But regarding with deer, well, no, we don't have that no more. And big birds, we don't have it as well because, as what I said, there are no like large trees left during the eruption of Mount Pinatubo. So we're gonna try to just visit my mom's small hut. Usually these are we usually make small temporary huts within the planting area, just so you can have some place to stay during your planting season. These are native bananas. They're not like plantain, where in plantain was a little bit big, but these are small ones, probably like 5 inches. And the banana peel usually much thinner and much more sweet, of course. Some cassava here, and I think this is like the purple yam. This is the shoots of the purple yam that we have. And usually we harvest them somewhere around November, December, and January. So what do we got? So remember that before, usually put like whatever, like it's either feathers or the foot.
Is that like a tradition now?
It's more like, yeah, traditional practice.
Okay.
So you got utensils right here, sugar, eggplant, and of course you don't forget the coffee. This is actually on a fallow period, meaning you gotta let it rest first. I think this was used for last year's planting season. My mother used another location to plant just for the soil of this area to have a little rest. So here's another location of my mom's a small farm. She planted mango, and these are the taro. Usually you can have that harvested like around like 4 to 5 months or so. It's a root crop, so just like this big. For a 10 kilo bundle, you get 300 to 500. Sometimes it goes 800 for the highest. Yeah. So here we have, this is actually my brother's farm. So this type of taro is what we used to call the original gabi. The other one that I show you is actually the green one, or what we used to call biga. This is more like a little more expensive than the other one. So this is the original gabi that people in the lowland used to buy in the market as well. So all of those up until on the end, those are all purple yams. Considering all of this space, this could pretty much like 2.5 to 3 tons. If you're familiar with ube halaya, the lowland people process it. So, but they keep saying that we don't have much supply of purple yam or ube here in the Philippines, so we're having a little bit of shortage. The goal of our community is to for us to make our own food processing facility, so that we can add more value to our crops and have it processed, so that we can gain more profit out of it. So if we can process it right away, if we can make it powdered form, so that we can have it sell it onto the pastry shops, so that they can use it for making bread, ube bread, or we can have it processed as ube halaya, a type of delicacy here in the Philippines. That could be a whole lot better, which it can add more profit on our end. But for now, what are we doing is we just simply harvest, and we sell it directly onto the market or the consumers in the lowland. But it would be a big and great help if we can actually get support and build our own first food processing facility, warehouse, and at the same time if we can be able to acquire our own truck, so that whenever we transport, we don't use that tricycles, because hauling all of these harvests is actually a really tiring job. I mean, for a ton of 1 ton of ube, you gotta transport it like 3 to 4 times, just to have it transfer onto the selling area or onto the market. But aside from purple yam, we still have as well the ginger. We also produce a large amount of ginger here in our area. So depending on what the market is actually asking us to provide, so we can but those 2 crops are actually the main crops that we have here on our community.
Well, guys, I'm going to put some information in the description if you want to tag along and on this beautiful journey and help this tribe out in any way possible, okay? That information will be in the description. And of course, his information, contact information will be in the description. WhatsApp or email.
I got WhatsApp, email, I got Facebook and Instagram. I got social media, so yeah.
Okay.
You can search me anywhere.
All right. So we're at one of his in-laws' house.
No, it's my relative, but more like a cousin of my grandfather.
So earlier today, we stopped by to get some, what are they called?
It is more like a jungle bolo, but we don't call it jungle bolo. It's like utak in our language. Ibuun na kaya, ipabuun ka tadi.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so as what I said earlier, ginger is one of our products that we actually sell in the market as well.
Right.
So right now, they just harvested the ginger.
Okay. So she dips it in there.
Yeah, to make sure that
To
it's
soak
this is just to get off the dirt.
Okay.
And then clean it up and then put it on bundled plastic. That's going to be like 10 kilos per bundle.
Nice.
Manay unay ubiamun. Manay unay laiyamun. So what I said, you got every family got their own.
That's good.
So these are lemongrass. Mostly for like boiling. Usually we use lemongrass for chicken. I mean, I like the combination, but not too much lemongrass because it got that certain aroma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lime. There's a lime. You can make tea with this?
Yeah, you can make tea with that. And it's quite expensive at the mall.
Get out of here.
Lemongrass with lemon.
How does it? Wow, it's amazing. Guys, I'm smelling lemonade here. How does it taste?
If you're drinking tea, it's like quite the same concept. It doesn't taste that much, but it got that certain aroma when you drink it. Usually for the house materials, most of the time we use like organic materials, but for the roofing, this is not the usual. But since we have options to buy a much durable instead of using the
materials.
Organic material. Usually for organic material or the kugon that we used to say, it only lasted for 2 to 3 years. But for this, it can be last for probably more years, like 10 or so. The weaving on the wall is called sawali. It's made of a bamboo. We used to call buho or bulo. This is the usual or the typical setup inside a house.
Kind of dark in there. But...
Yeah, it's always dark.
Hello.
Is it good with the lighting still?
I got some stuff. This is your kitchen right here?
Yeah, that's the kitchen. And usually you have here the fire pit.
Okay.
For cooking. And then you have the...
Is that volcano rock right there?
No.
This is a regular rock?
A regular rock. Because the volcano rock will actually break when treated with heat.
Okay.
It's heated.
And then you got
And
wood
of course
here.
the firewood. All the firewoods. And remember that
Yeah. The chicken.
these are feathers of chicken and red jungle fowls. So that's what mostly you got out here
So
inside.
it's always dark like this.
Yeah, because
There's no need for light in the house.
no.
Oh, you're always outside if it's light time anyway.
Yes. So remember we bought the jungle bolo.
Yeah.
So this is the new one,
Okay.
and this is the old one. Ungli taon na ha chika na. Mag-ungli taon na.
Magtatlo na.
So this is already like 3 years.
Okay.
3 years of usage. And this is the one that we bought earlier. If you're gonna give something in the community, make sure that what you're giving is something that they could use for a longer time or longer period.
Right.
So this we bought this for 1,200 pesos each. Compare if you're gonna buy grocery, which will be consumed within less than a week, with like 3 to 4 days. That's already consumed. But with the price of this, by buying this, it can last up until 3 to 5 years. So 3 years old and it's still good. So probably another 2 more years.
So if you are planning on helping out the giving, this would be a better gift, something they can use and last them a little bit longer than some food or maybe rice or something.
And this,
Nagmaya mo yung bata style na.
before it came into this look, it's actually originally it's like this.
Similar to that.
But this already is 5-year-old
Right.
blade. So this is designed for cutting bushes only. The blade is more thinner.
And you guys got a lot of bush.
Yeah. We need to cut them every day, especially during the rainy season. It grows so fast. It's like they were like on steroids. So you gotta cut them every 3 to 4 days.
Wow. Okay.
And then for this one, since it's more thicker than the other, you can actually use this for cutting a much bigger wood instead of this one. So that also with this. So if I'm going to cut this size of wood, this size, this big. I can cut down trees with this size of wood, like this one.
Right.
This handle, we're gonna need to change it
Right.
because it already had a
Crack on it.
crack on it. So usually we're gonna look
it up.
for other materials which doesn't crack easily.
So they're comfortable doing it themselves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Earlier in the video, he highlighted these motorcycles, right? And as we keep going to each community, we've been seeing them being utilized for transportation of goods and family. You'll see a group of family just standing on it, maybe 5 people standing on it. And this is how they use this to get around, to get business started. It's a necessity for the livelihood.
Every household.
Right.
Basically, before, there are some lowland people who usually get up here to purchase our crops.
That's why it was middlemen.
Yeah, those are middlemen. And then when some of us got the opportunity to sell the crops directly onto the lowland people for the consumers, that's when we realized that, oh, we could actually profit more. And then come the use or the expansion of motorcycle shops here in the area, that's when the Aeta people try to acquire them. And then we usually go on like installments. We don't usually buy them cash.
Okay.
So, you do installment and then you purchase the buggy or the tricycle, the extension, and then whenever you sell crops, you save a portion of your profit to pay the monthly rent or the monthly mortgage of your motorcycle.
Okay. Right.
Until such time that you finish it within usually 3 years maximum.
So guys, I'm here and I just have to remind myself that I'm in Asia, right? Because I'm just surrounded by melanated people, and which prompts me to question him. What is your thoughts when it comes to black people around the world and Africa and anything outside of Asia? Or how do you guys identify yourself and everything like that?
We don't usually identify as Asian because within the first place we don't have that kind of concept.
Okay.
Of the Asian thing.
Okay.
The only thing, for us, is just simply we live here. It's natural. It's like this is how we do every day. So if there's someone from the city visiting here, and we see them that they are different from us, okay, so they're different. But in terms of identifying as Asian, we don't have that kind of concept. But if we see black people, just like us, we got the same color, then we have that kind of feeling that we can be more comfortable, even though they are foreign people, but we get comfortable because we got the same color and we got the same kinky hair. And then you can pretty much have interact with us because we are more like the same. We have some similarities.
Right.
Even though you are coming from different part of the world.
Right.
But we are having that kind of sort of connection. Right. But if it's different people, if it's a white, we don't have that kind of,
Okay, you still, okay, I got you. It's a little bit more when you see someone of the same skin tone. Okay,
it kind of gets more like comfortable interacting, even though we know for a fact that we might not understand them because they were speaking English or whatnot. But it's comfortable with us them being around because we are kind of similar.
Okay.
But if it's a white, then we kind of feel like a little off.
What about a fellow Filipino?
It's just the same. They're just living from the lowland. No, nothing like they came from this place or they're from this island. No. They're all the same. They're all lowland.
Okay. So for if a Filipino was here, you wouldn't feel any weird.
No.
You won't feel weird because I'm black man.
No.
But if it was maybe a European dude
that's kind of a little bit of hold on, where is this guy coming from?
Okay, all right. And when I want to reiterate it, he's not saying he's not Asian. They don't think about that. They just know you guys.
We don't have that kind of concept in our mind that we are Asian.
Right.
It's just that we are here, we are indigenous peoples, and that's it.
Right. And this is your home.
And this is our home. So we're comfortable here. This is how we live. This is how we roll every day. Know nothing about Asian or Western. No, we don't have that.
Okay.
That idea is only introduced when you're actually, You may only hear that when you're in there, like in the city or in the lowland. You have your education, so that comes up the idea of being an Asian or Western. But if you live here, and the only thing that the only thing that you do every day is just like surviving and planting, farming, and all that, you don't really mind at all being a nation. It doesn't come across your mind.
I feel like I'm at home as well. Like this woman reminds me of my neighbor's mother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, it's like I'm with friends and family in a way.
Yes, because it kind of felt like the moment that we saw some similarities in skin tone and in hair, that already brings up the triggers the sort of
Curiosity.
Not necessarily curiosity, but a feel like connection. We feel like we tend to feel like be more comfortable because we are similar.
Can you ask him what his thoughts about me?
Nakit mo yung hinay natanong mo.
Ha?
Nakit mo yung nangon.
Away.
Nakit mo yung nangon kalamu pa. Hinay pinumaw ka ihip mo hinay kanay natanong mo yun.
Ay, pagkain na naman po iban. Siyempre, lamang mo ya. Masaya ka siyempre ba?
Alo hato yung nakit mo yung umbon niya.
Nakit na mo pagkakit ko na.
Oh.
Na pagkakit ay minute itan ang tama.
He was actually thinking that it's just like us.
What about her?
Because of the similarity. Ay kakanodala.
Ay ha?
Nakit mo yung umbon niya.
Ay siyempre, kabalat kami ba?
See, it's all about the similarity. Same skin tone. It's more like a brother.
Okay.
Yeah, you like that.
Okay. Tell her I'm very happy to be here to meet them.
Masaya ka no tachi rin nakikita ko.
Okay.
Masaya ka nakita mo yung iba, bilang patuloy yan. Siyempre, kaurin yan.
You say more like we are both similar in color, and so it's more like we have that kind of relation to each other, even though
we're from different
yes,
places.
we're from different places.
Wonderful. I believe we're all connected anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're from or how you look.
Yes.
We're human beings on this earth.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it. Okay, and one last thing, because they're going to like, what are your thoughts on Africa?
Oh, they're far distant relatives. I mean, I've been into the educational system, so I've already heard and studied about the land bridges migration. So I think it's more appropriate for that setup, the land bridges migration, that we came here in Philippines.
Based off of language.
Based off of language.
Something about the Indonesian language.
Indonesian language, because there are some. I mean in the Philippine history, based on what is being thought on a textbook wise, there are three groups, like the Indigenous, Malay, and the Indigenous people, which is the Aeta, the black people of Asia. And within these three groups, the one that we have like more of an influence is like the Indonesian and the Malaysian people. Of course, they came across in our islands due to like trade,
right,
barter system. And in the lowland area, the Kapampangans, we have this terminologies like nasi. Nasi is actually rice. And if you're going to go Indonesian, nasi as well is rice. So looking at that terminologies that we have, that only gives more evidence that we have some like influences of these early trades here in the Philippines, borrowing words and all that. That also include in our community that we have some borrowed words as well from the Kapampangan or the lowland people. So yeah.
I also believe that this is not only limited to the Aeta people. This is everybody.
Everybody.
If you believe in that there were people who migrated out of the continent of what is considered Africa now, that includes everybody on this earth, including Chinese, Japanese, every single body.
And for our if I would like to give some example, like very organic in our culture.
Okay.
It's about the naming of the birds. A while ago, the bird that we've heard, we call that kokolok based on its sound. So we in the Aeta community, I've choose that as an example, as an organic example, because we tend to name things based on what we observe, what we hear, that is observable in them. So that's why we call it kokolok. It's because of the sound that it make.
Okay.
So that's an organic example of how we Aeta community or the Aeta language progresses.
As
Yeah.
indigenous from this land.
Yes.
Right.
And I think that might have some relation as well to African countries if they're actually naming these animals. I'm not
similar.
yeah. I'm not sure if how they name it, but I think in my way of observation, they might have used the same process of naming things like, animals and other things.
The next day, Norman took me on a road trip out of town to visit some of his family members and father's old friends. But we had to make a pit stop. All right, guys, so we at the city of Book at a fishing auction market here. There's a lot of people here selling type of fish, type of fresh produce. We see the fish jumping out of the buckets. It's really, really interesting. So Norman came here to buy some fresh fish to bring to his family in another town we're going to visit at the moment. But this is amazing to see. The fish here is super fresh. You never seen one in real life.
It's covered.
What type of fish I can find here?
Coconut crab.
Coconut crab. Okay. All right, sweetie. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. There we go, guys. We got it. All right. That's crazy how you have all these. The fish is coming straight from the ocean into the bag. Right here, guys. Let's go. So Norman is asking me how much I think that much fish costs. Let's look at it real.
More like 10 kilos.
10 kilos.
Fresh tuna.
Oh, all of this is tuna.
Yeah, bluefin tuna.
Okay, so 10 kilos of tuna. That's amazing. He paid 1,200 pesos, which is $21. $20 for this much fish, guys. Insane. I see what you got here. All right, guys, we're also getting some rice, coffee, and sugar.
Coffee and sugar.
Coffee is important.
Coffee's important. You gotta have that coffee.
Okay, all right. At least I know what they give an Aeta for Christmas. Hey, this is coffee from Colombia.
Whenever we're actually near the city or something, like near establishments, you gotta buy everything so that you don't need to go back here again. And sometimes even a simple bread is actually, valuable when you get to the community because you don't have much option to buy a freshly baked bread in there. So even just a simple 100 pesos of bread would really mean a lot, like to the kids or even to the elders that you're gonna be in there. So this is like malunggay flavor with cheese in it. So that's a 5 pesos a piece. So imagine that. Just a 5 pesos a piece, but when it gets there, well, let's say the value of logistics and otherwise it might turn into 10 pesos or something.
So that's like 20.
Pesos. Yeah.
20 up in there for 100 pesos.
No, this is 80 pesos.
Okay. Oh, 80 pesos
80
worth. Wow.
pesos. All right.
Nice.
The entry going to the resettlement.
Okay. What you were saying about this neighborhood?
This neighborhood is actually a resettlement area. This was established for the people who were, or for the community who were affected by the eruption of the Mount Pinatubo before.
Okay.
At first it was for the Aeta community only. However, for some reason, when some issues arrived or they got situation, like for example health matters or somebody died from the family, they're gonna sell the portion of land that they were given to them. And usually these lots are usually get bought by the non-indigenous people or the lowlander. And then once they got a mix in there, so that's when everything goes to change bit by bit. So that's why there's a mixture of non-IP people in this area. And of course, when you have that kind of mixture, they bring their own culture with them or their own practices with them. So sometimes when they interact, they get to pick up some things, I don't know, some things that is like the one that they observe to these non-indigenous people, like, you know, part of the community. That includes vices as well, such as drinking, alcohol, you know, those kind of things. So, and then they built fences, wherein in a traditional sense, we don't usually build fences. So what are you gonna do now as part of the indigenous community? You have to adapt to their practice of building fences as well. Which actually, when you build fence, you kind of, you know, there's some sort of restriction being applied to your spaces. So it's no longer the like accessibility to any places that you can go, like the traditional one. So slowly it kind of changes.
So having fences actually divides the community in a way.
Yes, in a way, yeah.
So that's not very Aeta-like.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
We're just gonna go to my grandma's house, and then we're just gonna leave fish that we bought from the market. We might ask them if they wanted to go back together with us to Clark.
Okay.
So we're just gonna give them, you know, a piece of the fish that we bought.
The locals are happy to see me here, guys. I'm just, I guess, you know, a new face.
It's because you belong.
Hey, thank you. So this is the queen.
Yeah, this is my grandma and my grandpa.
Nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you. Wow. This is a very nice home. Tell them I'm happy to meet them.
Masaya ya kanu.
Yeah?
So if you'll notice, they have to like maximize the small space that they got,
Right.
including the spaces for, like, you know, the surroundings. And some of, if you notice as well, they got a water pump right there.
There's a nice water pump there.
Yeah, because sometimes you got a problem with water supply. So during the summer, it usually dry. It gets to dry, so there's no water coming up, and then you have to buy a pail. I think it's somewhere around 5 pesos or something.
So these are your grandparents. Do they choose to stay here, or they could just come to Clark, or what's the deal with that?
They choose to live here.
Okay.
Because this is where they mostly live for most of their lives.
Okay.
And they only visit Clark or in our place, you know, sometimes vacation or like to see some other relatives in there.
Okay. But
So-
for them, this is home.
Yeah, this is home for them.
Okay.
And if you've noticed, some of the houses are like more the traditional one, and these are actually scrap materials as well. There's no like projects coming from the government for housing, and not unlike compared to the other side where we came from, we got some housing projects for the indigenous peoples, for, you know, especially for those resettled during the Mount Pinatubo eruption or the volcano. Right off this place, there are only certain specific locations that were given some housing units, but not everyone. So whatever the things that they come up with, the house that they have, that's it.
Mentioned it before about how the Aeta people are not more materialistic in a way, or
Yeah. Well, we're not really that materialistic. As long as, you know, the basic needs are being met, and the basic utensils inside a house, we're already good with that. We don't need much of. We don't usually wish to add more things that we cannot. That is not totally functional or like for
in your life.
yeah, everyday use.
Okay.
So as long as the things that we can use, even a simple bucket or something that we can use every day, that's it.
Okay.
We don't need to like wish for more grander or more expensive things in our lives. And then food provided, basic needs, and you got a roof on your head. That's pretty much everything. And the next thing that you wanted to prepare for, especially for the education of the kids, and then that's it. Even travel is not necessarily a top priority or something like preparing for. Visiting relatives is like just sometimes a day or two, and then that's it, you go back home again. But to do a lavish party or something, now we don't usually do that.
Do you guys celebrate birthdays, or is that like?
Sometimes we do celebrate birthdays, but not as grand as, you know, as the concept of birthday as it is. Even a simple lunch or breakfast for the immediate family or for the immediate members of the family, that's already good. And usually, sometimes for birthdays, the first grand for, like, you know, food and everything is the first birthday of the kid. But the succeeding birthdays, you know, they begin to lessen.
That's more of a colonized mindset.
Yes.
After leaving Norman's grandparents' home, we made a few more stops in the neighborhood, dropping our food to the friends of his father's. Then Norman took me off-road to the mountains to visit an isolated Aeta community, but this one was different. It was one that was separated from modern-day life. As we traveled, the terrain was dusty, showing the remnants of the volcano eruption. The path was rocky, but still beautiful in its own way. After an hour of driving, we approached the outskirts of the forest and began to see the lush greenery surrounding the Aeta community, a village embedded in nature. Wow, that's amazing, guys. Look at that bike trap. Finally, we made it. And for Norman, it truly felt like he was home, connected to a more authentic way of life. A place that's authentically Aeta, far from the city and surrounded by the embrace of the forest. This was the real, unfiltered essence of the culture. This is beautiful. This is different, but even more beautiful. Are you serious? Wow.
Basically, the family.
Say it again.
So this is one of the relatives of my father. So this is more the traditional one, where you got a whole lot of spaces and.
You mean the village?
Yeah, the village.
Okay.
Far from each other. The houses are far from each other comparing to the village type that we have been that we visit. So here you got a water in there, and then you got a mountain, and then you got a few houses, few huts.
This is amazing.
Hata ba pa yun?
Awesome.
Alright, so basically the basic size of the hut, it's either 5x5 or 5x6. So
In these neighborhoods?
in these neighborhoods, yeah. Depending on the size of the household. If it's just an early family with a kid of 2 or 3, maybe somewhere around 4x5 or 5x6, depending on the materials that they have or the or anything like possessions that they have. If they got a lot of more possession, then they could actually build make the house more spacious. But if there's not much, not much possession, it's just simply like 4x5 size of the house.
All the animals are going crazy around that woman. I think she feeds everybody. It's like food time right now. You can hear them going crazy right now. So the dogs ate first, now the ducks are going in. And the ducks are fighting the dogs. What? What I believe they're eating is some rice mixed with some type of sauce on top of it. Where's the water coming from? I know I saw a lake, but it's coming from the river. It's coming from the mountain. The mountain is feeding the stream. So they look like siphoning from there. And so right now they're preparing the food you just brought from the market. Yeah. I guess that's going to be lunch or dinner for today. All right. And this is how they cook the food. They got some wood. They chopped up wood and then they put the pot right in the middle and get to work. Not bad. All right. Okay. So they're chopping this wood down. getting it into some nice little small little chips, and then they're gonna put it right up in the fire. That's it. All right, pretty cool. Yeah.
To especially for the expenses of kids, and at the same time expenses at home, like for food and other things that they need. So whenever any contractual work that they can get, they will. I mean, people will get it. I mean, the community will take the opportunity to do so.
So what are they doing now?
They're doing now is they were actually getting paid to plant the bamboo seedlings to be planted across the some spaces in the mountain for reforestation.
Who spearheads these projects?
These projects actually DNR yalo yung mamatanong? DNR, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources. And they have branches in every local municipal, and they conduct or they fund these projects for the community members.
I love the fact that they actually hire the community instead of having some random team come do it, which helps.
It's always the community member. It's always the community members that they actually hire for the simple jobs, because that actually provides another income opportunity for the community members.
How old is he?
Only taon mina ka mama. Only taon mina. How? 70, 60 plus low.
Okay. Axel, what does he remember about the volcano eruption?
Ato ka natin na nilunto sa bulkan. Anak ka po na ito, nag-asawa na. Nag-asawa kayo na. He already had a kid, like during the eruption, and they actually lived here. Ato yun nila ko yung pinayo yung naginin.
Sa Marcelino.
So they went down San Marcelino during the evacuation.
Kontento ha sa Marcelino. Nuwayo ulong gako. Na nag-steady kay duha kalapati sa Iram na.
So there are actually a few evacuation sites. So when they go to San Marcelino first, and then when they were not satisfied evacuating there, they moved from another evacuation site, which is in Iram.
What were they thinking? Did they see any lava or anything like that?
Nakita niluntos siya. So they were actually able to see the cauliflower explosion during the eruption.
Magpakong kasati at nag-ilumto si bulkan. Balas parang inyo ba?
So they witnessed actually the actual explosion during that time.
All right, guys. They are preparing a table for us. Oh, okay. It's going to be our plate. Nice. So at this moment is when we're supposed to go wash our hands. He just finished doing that. I'm going to go do that right now. Chicken right here. I believe they boiled for us. This is some fresh food, guys. And then they have also some fish right here as well. This is banana heart. All right. Just in case, guys, you're wondering, we just finished saying a prayer. They say it in their language, and then I make sure I thank them for the food. And so I just grab it and put it on my side right here. Okay, yeah. Nice. Woo, nice. I can really enjoy eating with my hands. This is really good, guys. This is good. And then this is like the heart of the banana. So I guess it's the inside. And then what you do is you rip it and use it as a cover to eat some of it.
It's more like ulikba, meaning black meat chicken. The skin is black. The coverings of the bones is black. It makes more medicinal than the usual chicken. So this is kind of more special than the usual other chicken.
Oh, thank you.
So they are serving us the good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're gonna head to the river, where it's a common place. You do everything there. Like you wash your clothes, and even sometimes for bathing.
Okay, I see someone. It looks like someone taking a shower there.
Yeah.
And then you got someone washing clothes over there. It's for refreshing. There you go. I did it because I saw him do it.
And it's clean anyway.
Yeah. Woo. That cool me down real quick. At what age is it acceptable for the man to move out of his house, or I guess
As early as 12, 13, 14. As long as they can work for themselves.
and they'll go ahead and build their own house, or they'll have to get married first, then build their house, or
Getting married is the first step. Because that's when you have to force yourself to build your own house. Otherwise, you're gonna live with your in-laws.
is that a thing where a man will live with his wife's family?
Most often, yeah. That's like the very common thing to happen. I haven't observed anyone else yet that they try to build their house before they get married. So even though that is the ideal way to do, but none of the observable couples who have been like get married before who made that.
So is it that okay? Once they live with the in-laws for a while, then they eventually start building.
Yes, they eventually start building their own houses.
So it would always be the man going to the woman's house.
It depends where they would like to settle. But for most of the time, it's the men going to the in-laws.
So it's like an extra helping hand for the wife's family.
Yeah. Yes. To start with. But once they get a child, they gotta start building their own.
That being said, in the Aeta community, young marriages happen.
Yes, young marriages happen.
Okay, we're talking about 14 years old. Okay.
But that is engagement yet. Marriage proper, we're gonna be like when they're on the proper age, like 18.
Okay, so they get engagement, and these are like sometimes arranged engagements.
Yeah,
and then
when they reach proper age, they get married.
from that 14 to proper age, they cannot break up or anything like that. It's set in stone.
Yes.
Ever happened where it's like the couples didn't like each other?
One case, the woman felt like she doesn't really like the guy. So instead of continuing living with the guy, she expresses herself that she doesn't really want to be in that position. And so she talked to the parents.
Her parents or the man parents?
Both.
Okay, it would be the parents to mutually agree.
Yes.
When there is an arranged marriage, is there gifts given between the parents?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Usually livestock, big ones like pig and carabao.
So this is why it's important to check with the parents because of their pre-arrangements.
Yes.
I wonder how does that work now when more Aeta are socializing more with the lowlanders?
Well, Aetas are adapted the way of courting. So they get usually on the process of courting each other and then letting the both sides that they are in the process of, on a relationship. And then when both parties like on the proper age to get married, then they encourage one another they talk. The family talks that once they're on the proper age to get married, then they get to marry each other. Well, it usually happens every time. Once everything gets intimate, then technically that's already like considered like you gotta be married with each other. There's no way of like on and off, and then you gotta try to find someone. And it's like playing around now. There's no such thing in the Aeta culture. Once you get into that intimate situation, that's it.
Okay. He speaks English, guys. He's telling me to sit down and have some black coffee. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Sugar.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sugar.
English. Glass.
Okay.
Glass.
Oh, a glass.
Itu
Yung balitan.
spoon.
Spoon, yeah.
Spoon, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. It's something tranquil about being in this place. Natural land, farm animals, indigenous people, coffee, no shoes, just enjoying the time. It's
like being in my element.
right.
Like you don't need to be like, too restrictive about yourself. Just be carefree.
Right. Check it out. Wow, it's a big boy. Duck is getting mad. I'm in the area. He's like a guard dog. Wow. It's huge. He's tied up, but he knows his master. So they can see. All right. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Guys, so we're leaving, but before I leave, I'm being blessed by the elder. He's giving me some avocado, some extra stuff right here. Thank you so much, all right? Thank you. We're so happy to know you, all right? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
English. I know you got the English. All right, thank you. Bye. Bye. All right.
So, we're here right now in Sitio Ibad, Barangay Aglaw. This is the one of the communities as well on the western side of the Mount Pinatubo. So technically, it's already on the Zambales mountain ranges. And within the Zambales mountain ranges, there's succeeding communities from Castillejo, from Olongapo, Castillejo, San Marcelino, up until Botolan, Zambales. Now, the main livelihood here is actually still upland farming. However, you cannot call it upland since they're actually mostly residing on the flatlands of the Lahar area where it was actually affected by the volcano. In order to till the land, basically the most common using the carabao and plow, doing it manually. It would take probably weeks to finish in order to finish in preparation for planting the crops. One of the things that might help the community is actually to purchase one of those tractors like that.
Okay.
So those tractors can actually help, to make the production or to make the preparation fast enough so that they could plant more crops for the season. So they got a little budget, but not totally enough to purchase the entire tractor. So for you guys who might want to help to at least help fund the tractor, it will going to be like a big help in the entire communities, because basically, it's giving more. We were like helping the community more to be more dependent onto themselves. Yeah. Because basically right now, the tractor that you've seen is actually from the government. So it usually takes time to request the tractor to help them to plow the land. So for them to be able to do whatever on their own, so that they could have managed and they could like help one another. A tractor really could be a big help for the community. We're talking about not just one community here. This is a succeeding of 3 to 4 communities. Yes. 3 to 4 succeeding a smaller unit of communities in this area. So yeah, I mean, if you guys would like to help the community, try to help us to fund, and we would be able to make a purchase one tractor for the entire, not just the entire community, but for the succeeding areas as well. It's going to be a big help for us, not just for us, but for the entire community.
All right, guys. So if you want to get involved, especially if you're Filipino or you just want to help your brothers and sisters that's all the way over here in Asia, information will be in the description below. Okay. We'll figure out a link that you can provide that will.
I'll be providing my contact information, email as well for communication wise, and I'll be more than happy to provide any details. Transparency wise, we're gonna provide everything.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Cowboy.
William Soria.
All right, there you go.
My lolo, brother-in-law.
Okay. Hey guys, you already know it's not fun unless the homie have some. I think it was amazing that I was able to share with you an indigenous melanated group tribe that lives in Asia of all places. However, they need our help. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, 50 cents. Link is in the description. If you can't help them out monetary, that's still cool, all right? I put Norman's email there. You can reach out to him just in case you're trying to send something to the tribe. That would be wonderful. They would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you want to see more videos from your boy, check out this one right here where I show you there's still life in Venezuela. Or check out this video right here where I go to somebody's house. All right? Somebody's important house. Thanks for watching, guys. More on the way, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.